Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast. So, today we have a very special guest with us, a student whose journey goes far beyond of academics, from AI ML to research, game development, and even learning new languages. Today we have Aryan Kumar Jha, and in today's session we are gonna discuss about AI ML and some college things, right? And many more. Okay, hello Aryan.
Hi, Gauri. Thank you so much for such a great introduction. I'm really flattered with the introduction, to be honest.
You actually deserve it.
Thank you so much for that.
Okay, so today our audience gonna learn a lot of things from you. So let us start from a question that from first year, how did you decided that you have to do AI ML, whereas many students were just going towards development?
So this goes back from far beyond first year, since if you visit my GitHub profile or even my LinkedIn profile or anywhere, you will see a lot of Iron Man related stuff, right? So I have been following Iron Man from the age of 12 or 13, I guess, when people, at the age where kids are generally exploring that what they want to do. Like they have an abstract idea, like I want to be a doctor, or I want to be an engineer, pilot, etc. Like they do not know what exactly, but they have an abstract idea. So in the back of my mind, I had something that I wanted to be more of Iron Man, right, in real life. So yeah, that's sort of funny, but it is what it is. So what happened was that I asked to people around me like how to become him, because back then I didn't have any access to mobile phones, and neither there were chat GPTs or stuff. And at that time, we just had bhaiyas and didis around the colonies, right, whom you could ask
Definitely.
what is going on. Yeah. So I got to learn about that computer science engineering is a thing. Right. I asked people that how is Jarvis created? What is Jarvis exactly? So Jarvis is Iron Man's personal AI assistant, right? So they told me that there's a separate field called artificial intelligence and machine learning. And from that point, I sort of got obsessed with the technology itself. So it took me around like a lot of time to figure out actually like what exactly is this domain, how do you get into it, what exactly do you have to study. So it took me a lot of time. But if we talk about why did I go for AML, then I guess that all goes to Tony Stark, Iron Man.
Oh, that's very exciting. Literally from childhood, you were a sort of decided that you have to go in this domain. Means you were not exactly, you don't exactly know where you have to go, but yes, you have an idea. Like obviously, we when we were a children, I also have a dream to just learn aeronautical engineering. I don't know from where it come, but yes, it
Mhm.
was. I will
That's
definitely going
ambitious.
to do something about it in future. Let's see.
Yeah, you should
So,
never, abandon your passion that you have from childhood. Actually, that is something that pushes you beyond when you're burned out or you don't want to work. Then that particular thing pushes you around.
definitely. Okay. So, what excites you most about AI right now?
Okay, so right now in the present context, every day, like every other day you wake up, you come up with a newsletter or a news that there is something new in the market. You could like when I'll be sleeping tonight, I won't even be thinking about, oh, that ये particular चीज exist भी कर सकती है. But the day I wake up tomorrow, there is particular that particular thing executed very well, very beautifully that you can't even imagine, right? And the pace at which everything is happening, like every other day there is some flagship model that has broken the benchmarks of something. And I think that the closer we are to artificial general intelligence, where there won't be a difference that we can tell from a human with a machine, I think that excites me the most currently, because there are certain AI labs and people working towards it. So it excites me a lot knowing that when that might happen. Like I might be sleeping tonight thinking that there is no AGI coming, and tomorrow I'll wake up, oh, AGI is here. What to do now?
Nice. So, Aryan, do you think that AI will replace humans, like software engineers particularly? Because this question literally comes up in the mind of every student. So, what is your perspective about this?
I mean, coming from someone who uses AI in his work, I don't think it will entirely replace software developers, but it will definitely replace mediocre developers. Like there can be anyone who can write a for loop or who can create a basic HTML
Okay.
page. There is anyone. And that task is very much automated. Like that can be automated very easily. Like basic task of creating a UI or writing a basic authentication logic for a backend, it can be automated very easily. I use mostly Claude for these types of things, like writing the basic backend for authentication, for login sign up pages. Like you don't have to do it, but there are certain complex business logics which has to be optimized. I think most students confuse here that whatever you create from AI has to be managed, has to be scalable, has to cater a lot of people, right? And there is this term in software engineering called technical debt. So technical debt is something that when you are not aware of what your code base is actually doing, and then it just starts scaling up in a very messed up way, and then there's no going back, and you have a lot of things to figure out, debug, and then scale. So I think there will be a lot of cutting down of jobs because most of the work will be automated, most of the manual works will be automated, but entirely software engineers entirely as a job won't be replaced, because we already see that Uber and Microsoft, like company, these are huge companies, right? So they are cutting down AI costs, like they are canceling subscriptions, and for them revenue is something, but I mean not something, but revenue is the most important thing for them. So as long as there are humans who are capable enough to put their creativity in, write better code, write scalable code, by minimizing the cost for the company, they'll definitely hire software engineers. But there will be a certain time, like we will reach a certain limit where AI will be writing very much better code than
Okay.
us humans at the present moment. So at that time, we would need developers who understand what the AI is writing and can keep up with what the AI is writing in the code base, right? So I think the market for mediocre developers will be completely destroyed, but people who love their craft, who are genuinely into software engineering, like engineering is a noble profession, right? And it is something that is very beautiful to explore. So people who are genuine engineers will thrive in this economy or in this AI era, but people who just do it for the sake of doing it, I don't think they'll have a good chance.
Very beautifully explained, literally. I think
Thank you.
everyone, one must explore the things in engineering. Like they must not completely rely on AI in doing everything. They must learn every new skill so that they can enhance themselves and can get a good role in any company, right?
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I'd like to add on this is that we as humans have a very good, ability to connect things. Like if you know about something, let's say X thing, and you know
Hmm.
also know about something which is Y, then you have the ability to connect them both and bring together a Z. Like so, humans have that capability which AI currently does not. So if you are a software engineer and who also knows marketing or who also knows sales or who also knows art in general, then you can combine them very beautifully and create something that is not yet there but is required, can solve a particular pain point.
Nice. Okay, Arvind, which AI project are you most proud of that you can say that I have created something?
There are quite a lot of them, but I'd like to talk about two of them. So the first one is the reprieved one. So I created this project at an intersection of game development and artificial intelligence. So this there are like you as a human, you have to control a 3D character which is being chased by an AI. So it is not a general AI, but that enemy has a deep learning model as its brain. So it has 6 states and it can predict where you can go next, right? So in general games, that it would continuously chase you based on your previous location or the access or the XYZ points. But in this, it first learns through your patterns, right? How long do you take a left or right, or how often do you follow a certain pattern? We often follow a certain pattern while playing games. So it learns from your patterns and can predict where you will be next. Like you might be like 10 meters away from it, and you might be thinking of turning right, and it will be already standing there. It will teleport itself to there, so you won't expect it to be there, and it will already be there. So it took me a lot of time to ideate and finally put it into work, and then put it into code, and then merge it with Godot. Godot is the game engine that I generally work with, and then connect it with the fast API server. So it was like a whole roller coaster of a ride to do completely, but it was fun. And I think I'm quite a bit proud of this project because it took a lot of time, but the results came out pretty well. And the second project that I am personally like, I feel like that, yeah, this is something that I can be proud of, or I can talk to people about, is that this project, not exactly a project, but I even wrote a research paper about it. And I'm in talk with some people that it would be published in a conference very, very soon. So it came out from this idea only, from this game idea only, that what if, like in general games, like I created a 3D simulated environment. So there are these two AIs. One is the runner and one is the catcher, right? So the runner is it's a simple AI which can run around and has to escape from the catcher, right? So the runner can run around, change strategies and stuff like that. So the most of the algorithms that are used in the modern games for such characters that generally chase someone, so they use PPO, principal proximity optimization. It's a reinforcement learning method, right? So I tested it against PPO, and when the runner suddenly changed the strategy, PPO struggled very beautifully. Like it was a satisfaction to watch it hallucinate and overfit on the data. But there's this other thing called NEAT, neuroevolution of augmented topology. So it's kind of derived from how humans, Darwin's selection theory works. So it's kind of inspired from that. And I used NEAT in this algorithm instead of PPO, like not following the traditional approach, but using NEAT in this. So while using NEAT performed quite well when the runner changed its strategy mid-game. Well, PPO collapsed, but NEAT did pretty well, and it opens the door for you to actually wonder, like uh, let's say that this suggests that maintaining diverse solutions can help AI systems handle unexpected things more effectively, right? So it can give you since NEAT, what it does is that it maintains a lot of neural networks, right? So if you have a backup, if you have diverse solutions, then it can help your AI system to handle unexpected changes or unexpected things pretty well. So that was about it, and it's a full blown paper. I wrote it myself, and I think that is one thing I'm proud of.
It is definitely a proud moment for you. Definitely. It is really incredible, right? I literally want to ask one thing personally, that what excites you? Like the things you observe is literally very amazing. Like you observe things very amazingly. So how what motivates you to do these kinds of things? As in our college only, there is no one who is thinking about all these stuff. They even don't have any idea about these things. So can you please tell?
Actually, there is no any motivational factor for this. I do it just for the sake of, because I love doing such stuff. I love artificial intelligence as a whole. And as I said, that it goes back to Iron Man and stuff. So watching him and considering him as my ideal, like, if you watch Iron Man movies or Marvel movies in general, you see Tony Stark. doing a lot of things, and he has that passion of learning everything, and I think I derived it from him only, that I also have that desire to learn everything there is to learn, read every book there is that can be read, train every muscle on my body that can be trained, or do every interesting thing that is there to be done. So, and I feel that is something that pushes me, or makes. And also the other thing is that since I do a lot of stuff, right, so I have a lot of connections between stuff. Like if I had not stepped into game dev, I would have never written this research paper. So the more I explore, the more I go around, wander around, explore stuff, try things, run experiments, the better it comes out. So there is no motivational factor to it, but it is just something I love doing in general. Like people have a love for playing guitar, maybe they might love to play game. You don't need motivation to play a video game, right? So in the same way,
Definitely.
I don't need motivation to run these experiments. It's just something I love doing.
People like watch Indian television and all Avengers and everything just for entertainment. But you have just taken out some literally what I can say, the best outcome out of that. It's very impressive. Chima, that's
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
okay. So, if a beginner want to start AI, so what advice do you want to give him?
This field sometimes gets a lot frustrating because there are a lot of trade-offs you have to think of. Like if you're doing it in Python, then you have to think of latency. There will be people around you literally sitting on top of your head that Python is a slow language, don't do it. Like do it something else. But so what if you're a beginner getting into AI, just focus on the fundamentals first. Like it can be quite overwhelming to just run over to AI agents, agentic AI, or do the things that I'm currently doing. Personally, it took me a lot of time to reach where I am today, but most of the time I spent was doing the fundamentals, doing the maths behind them, running experimentations, like not using AI completely, just uh, running a random notebook completely offline, not using Google even. So if your fundamentals are clear, you can think in a very streamlined way. So if you're a beginner, focus on your fundamentals a lot. Like if I come to you and ask you about a particular algorithm, then you should be able to explain why it works, how it works, why is it better than other algorithms, and why did you specifically choose this? Because in interviews also they'll ask you this question only. And if your fundamentals are clear, very clear to be honest, then only you can be a successful AI or ML engineer. And the other thing I think is that there is a lot of competition in this field. Even when there are openings, they generally hire people from masters or PhD in machine learning.
Hmm.
There is a very thin opportunity area where you, as an BTech student or a bachelor student, can get into a good company as an ML engineer, because they ask for research papers, they ask for good projects, or experience as an intern, and that takes a lot of pressure on your head, and it might get frustrating because there are a lot of frameworks to learn: LangChain, TensorFlow, PyTorch, and every day this field is evolving, and you might feel like you are lagging behind, you're not catching up properly. And that is the trap you should not fall into. You That is the trap you should avoid, and just focus on your own learning path rather than getting envied by someone else's journey or getting overwhelmed by a lot of stuff.
So means practice and patience is the key over here, and believing all, yourself also.
Exactly.
Okay, a very good piece of advice from you. Thank you for that. Even all the people who will listen it, they must thank you for this. Okay,
Thank you so
so what
much.
is something you believe most students disagree with?
Hmm. So if we talk in the context of let's say machine learning only, then I think what most students won't agree with me is that if you do not love this craft, if you're not passionate about it, just leave it. because there are people who are into this stuff from 15, 20, 25 years. Like they have been into this thing pre chat gpt era, right? Like they have been into AI machine learning before chat gpt was even a thing. Like there are a lot of people, like they call them and call themselves AI engineers by creating a GPT wrapper, like making an API call. Anyone can do that, even if that can be automated by AI. So if you're not passionate about this, be it machine learning or anything that you're doing, do it if only you love doing what you do, because you can be replaced very easily by people who are passionate about their craft. If they step into the game, then it's like game over for you. Like if someone's who is even more obsessed to machine learning than me, then it can be a game over for me as well. So don't fall into the trap that there is a high salary or there is competitive compensation or you'll get a lot of recognition. It's a game over. It's a no brainer if you step into something when you're doing it for the sake of, just tangible results instead of just loving your craft. If you want to sustain in this industry, then you have to love what you're doing. You have to be passionate about your what you're doing. You should have a constant, growth mindset. You should continuously keep learning, reading books, listening to podcasts, reading research papers. Reading research papers is something that I personally prefer, because it opens a lot of horizons for you in this particular domain. And I guess most of the learning happens out of the campus, apart from the books that you read. So, I mean, maintain a good GPA. I would not say do not maintain one, because you definitely need to qualify the criteria, but focus on things that matter. If you know what you want to do, then you should have your priorities right. So, if you have your priorities right, you're good to go.
Definitely. Thank you so much for this. I think many people need to listen this, right?
Maybe.
Okay, so one last question from me. That is, do you think that college matters? Like in which college you are?
That is a controversial question. I So, I'll share a little story with you on this. So, a few days back, I gave my resume and cover letter to Claude, and I wrote a huge prompt to it, like analyze my resume and do a research on the internet considering the AI job market, and be brutally honest with me that do I stand a chance in the market or not, or if stand a chance, then what can be the compensation structure for me, what package will I be offered. And the the first thing that it said to me was everything is right, but the only thing that is putting you behind is the label of your college. Only if it had been some IITs or NITs, then it could have been a lot better for you to stand out from the crowd, because nobody knows. I won't take the name of the college because I am still studying here. So, so it said that nobody knows this college. So that is a huge setback. But it's not necessary all the time. Like if you're applying off campus, then definitely it matters a lot, because you need referrals off campus. There are lakhs and crores of applications in India for just one job opening. And IITs and NITs generally have alumni working there. I'm not saying that tier 2 or tier 3 colleges don't, but those peoples have a strong deeper connections, and even those companies go to those campuses for off campus placement. And I have not even seen my company, I mean, my college inviting a top product based MNC into my campus. So I think college matters, but if you're skilled enough and you know what you're doing, and if you're really good at it, then you can still outshine other and get the particular job in your resume, or whatever you are aiming at.
This was so much honest, and it takes a lot of really, firstly, hard work because you don't get that kind of environment in such colleges, right? If you want to grow. So I think IIT and IT is the best option available, right?
Yeah, and
As well
one
as
thing is that no matter whatever college you're studying in, there will always be an itch at the back of your mind that people are living a normal life. they are living as a normal college students. They are going on trips. They are not studying much. Like they are studying, but not much as you are studying. You're always on your laptop typing something, lead code, and this and that and whatever. So it can get a bit of frustrating. But one thing I have generally seen is that people in IITs or NITs have a certain friend groups or technical clubs, which I don't generally see in tier 2 or tier 3 campuses. Like people over here are generally focused on the stuff that is not that important. Like yeah, it is necessary that you have fun in college, you make memories, but you also need a certain peer circle where everyone is talking about innovation or so talking about a particular technology. And I generally don't see that in tier 2 or tier 3 colleges. Even in my college, most of the conversations that I have my friends is about bitching about teachers or complaining about why the AC is not working in the classroom or talking about some other random stuff. So I think that factors also matters a lot if we talk about colleges.
Definitely. Friend circles play a very, quite a big role in someone's growth, right?
Exactly.
And it is very painful when you are just rejected due to the name of your college. I think that is the most hard thing any college student can ever suffer, even when a student is as brilliant
And
as you.
I mean, I won't say that, but if I'm in this college, then that is also because of my lack of, hard work. Maybe if I just did a little bit of more hard work, then I would have ended up in a much better college. So I won't blame it to the college or anything. It's on me only that I didn't study hard when I had to. So I ended up here. But everything happens for a reason, I guess. If I'm here, maybe there will be another trajectory plan for me. So let's just see what happens.
Yes, definitely. You will go to a very good height. Definitely, you will be selected in Google. That that are literally my wishes for you. All the very best for
Thank
your
you so
future.
much. Thank you so much. Also, one thing I'd like to add on this podcast, if you release it, that I really appreciate your initiative of starting this podcast series to work on yourself, your communication skills, and learning about others people's perspective. This is such a really great initiative. Like people would never think of doing such things like podcasting their friends. Like these are the tips that you generally listen in soft skills class, but you do not generally implement it. And you're doing it. I'm really proud of you. You're doing such a great job. Grinding lead code and solving problems, creating projects. Even you started learning ML for the past 2 3 months just to put it in your DSA tracker project. So I'm really proud of you that apart from the technical side, you are genuinely practically working on your soft skills side as well. So that is something that makes you stand out from the rest. And I think you'll also end up in a really good place. Just keep working hard. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you so much. Actually, I want to do something different. Like, I also have one small dream after coming to this college that I want to teach people. For that, I need to improve my communication a lot. So, for that dream, I am working on this because I think I can teach. Because I have seen my friends learning DSA, they don't even understand a simple problem, but I know how to explain them. Like when I taught them, they got to understand many things. So I think that I can explain things in a really very easy manner. So I want to do such stuff so that everyone can get impact of it. So that is my
You'll
motivation
you'll
factor for now.
you'll do really well at it. I'm just sure about it. Just keep working hard. Just stay consistent with your skills, and you'll definitely be able to do that.
Thank you so much, Aryan. Thank you so much for giving such insights and also motivating me enough.
It's been my pleasure being here talking to you. It's just great. Like the questions were really creative. I really appreciate the time you put into drafting the questions. They were really amazing, and I had a great conversation, a great time as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think let's